All right, hey guys, here we are. Hole number 3 here. Kind of have two choices. Like I said, I'm going to stay free to play here. So I'm either going to go Mojave. Typically, I'll just go Mojave, but I need at least a side wind to realistically want to do a Mojave here. I really don't want to do a Mojave on this one because it's just creating too much wind straight in my face. It's going to make it tougher. And usually you want to get this out around this cart path because the cart path is kind of the dividing line. And if you had a tailwind, you'd be able to get it way longer than me. Even with like a Fusion 3 or a Fusion 4, you'd still be able to outdrive me by a significant amount. So I am going to just use the Pro D here because I got the worst luck in the world with that wind. But, keep in mind, you won't really have to do this. Because if you get even an average wind, you'll be able to get it up as far as me anyway. You'll probably outdrive me. So I'm just going to do what I can to get it up by the cart path for this wind. And again, if I don't get reasonably close to that cart path, and that's the reason that I didn't go Mojave, because I just got to get this up here as far as possible because I want to make sure, and I'm glad that it's the pin that it is, because I like to try to get it as aggressive as possible. It's really not going to be a holeable wind. That first wind took me out of potentially being able to get an easy albatross here. Now we don't have an easy albatross at all. Like, it's not even possible. We can still get it, but it's not easy. So that's what you got to keep in mind. And of course, you can see I'm going to go with Viking. Viking has pretty good range. If I needed to play it up here, we'd have to use some topspin, kind of like this, to get this up there onto the green. I'm going to play it a little bit closer to the max and at least try to figure my wind out. So this is more or less kind of where the range that I'm thinking. And I'll typically play 1.5-ish on Pro D1. Thinking somewhere in the neighborhood of 1.5 per ring. So at 1.5, I know I'm going to have to go threesome. And we're just going to play around with this spin till we know it's going to kick up onto the green and at least attempt to roll out. And again, 1.5-ish for this. It's going to be in the ballpark of this right here. 3.5, 3.53. And again, we're going to be pulling up towards the max line, so that's the adjustment that we want to use, is our max adjustment. As you can see, I might just be a hair short. I'm going to just over pull just a slight because of wind effect. But not really a shot that we can get overly aggressive with, unfortunately. And there you can see it's rolling down to the left. But what we're just trying to do is, try to get somewhere in the 17s. And as you can see, it just kicks very hard to the left there. Shouldn't have even done that overplay. But sometimes you just don't know how it's going to run out. But there you can see that's how we salvaged it on that hole. We weren't able to get aggressive. So hopefully on the next playthrough, we can get a little bit more aggressive and maybe get a drop on, hole 4, hole 5. We're going to start to, look at another setup, trying to get a little bit more aggressive.